Hey girl, hey, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Misha. Thank you guys for joining me yet again for another review. We are back with a brand new review for Belle Collective Season 2, the season finale. If you are new here, then welcome. I give lighthearted reviews with a little bit of laughter and a little bit of shade and a whole lot of detail. If you're back for a second or third time, then welcome back. Y'all, please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Share with a friend. Hit that notification bell so that you will be updated each and every time I upload a video. Now, y'all, let's get into it if we gonna get into it. When the episode first opens up, they're still at the event, and Tambra in her real voice, honey, they are leaving the building. She's like, I'm going home to him, and she can still be at Marie's event. Tambra, honey, you sound foolish. It's giving very much Moke and Steph. Honey, if y'all don't know who Moke and Steph is, he's mine. Yeah, may I had him once, but I got him all the time. You can't sleep at night. Honey, it's giving Moke and Steph. Child, that's what it's giving, honey. It's giving Moke and Steph. So Aikisha's like, look, I don't know what's going on, but if we gonna have a sisterhood, okay, and protect the collective, which would be all of you, Tambra is a part of the collective, okay? Now, even me, I got some issues with her, but I'm not about to do this. I know that's right, Aikisha, honey. You are not down for the ambush on Tam Tam, and I don't blame you, because it's like, are you heifers really cool or y'all ain't cool? Okay, because I'm coming in, and I already been backstabbed by the person I'm taking up for right now, but it seems like that's how y'all run, and that's how y'all roll, and that's not me. I appreciated Aikisha for not being fake. So Taisha's trying to explain, girl. So Aikisha's like, girl, that's fine. Okay, that's fine. She's like, no, I mean, I feel like you're talking about me and you're talking so I can also. She's like, girl, we don't even have to talk. I'm about to go. Okay, don't even worry about it. So Taisha is like, well, I didn't know who was going to be here. I mean, Marie invited me and I just, girl, sure you didn't. I'm not buying that for 1 second. You knew exactly who was going to be here. You came in ready to get it started. So Aikisha's like, well, listen, I was talking to them. Maria's like, well, Tambra should have stayed. Taisha is our event planner. She been our event planner for years. Okay, well, Marie, you and your blonde wig, that might be fine, honey, but why we just not seeing this heifer? Honey, after all this mess unfolds, now all of a sudden we seeing the event planner? Girl gone. So Aikisha's like, well, that's who we've been talking about. So all of a sudden she's just showing up is what Aikisha trying to figure out. Aikisha was like, honey, and y'all ain't fooling me. I don't blame you, Aikisha. I don't blame you, Kiki. So she said in her confessional, listen, one thing I'm going to do is protect the ladies in this circle and in this group because I'm happy to be a part of the group. And I'm not down for the side chick. And that's exactly what Taisha is to me, a side chick. And I feel like she came with other motives. And did. So Aikisha said, I feel like she came to confront Tambra, not to support Essie and Marie. So she don't deserve to be in my presence. Poof, be gone. No, I'm just kidding. Child, I was about to break into a TikTok. Yes, ma'am, honey. You do not deserve to be in my presence, honey. Poof, be gone. So Latishia gonna say, well, man, let's clear this up. Let's clear this up. Marie invited her per your directive, okay? And don't play with me, Latishia. See, you and Glenn might need to be together because y'all like to play in each other's faces and play in other people's faces. You're not fooling me, Latishia. You told Marie exactly what time it was. You and Marie talk about all the mess. That's why you had on that FaceTime when all hell was breaking loose at that dinner. You know what you was doing, girl. Anyway, so she was like, I didn't know that Taisha was coming. I did not invite her. I got bigger fish to fry. So then Latrice gonna say, I mean, I really thought Tambra would have stayed. I mean, because Gritty cleared everything up. Latishia said, oh, I really hate it. Because, I mean, I felt like it could have been a whole girl power thing and we could have squashed it. Girl, that's so fake. Latishia, I'm not about to let you sit up here and play me for the fool. Wasn't nothing gonna be cleared up. Taisha's whole energy was wrong, okay? Who in their right mind is going to sit here and let themselves be blindsided? Just who? Taisha came in with an agenda, and she knows she did. So Taisha was like, I just wish she would have stayed so we could have, got the timeline together. So in the confessional, Latrice is like, listen, the timeline ain't timelining. And apparently Taisha and Tambra said they were both with him at the same time, so go Damon. No, ma'am. No, ma'am, it's not a go Damon. Would it be a go Cliff if it were him? No, girl, that's not cute. So Marie was like, listen, what man gonna admit to having an affair? They're not gonna admit to that. So Taisha goes, well, that's not the case because she was engaged to somebody else. I said, what? She was engaged to somebody else. She's like, I guess that's why she pushing it off on Greedy because she got skeletons in her closet. Ma'am, that don't even make no sense. Okay? If Tambra were engaged to somebody else, that's her business. She was not with him. They were off and on. Okay? So now they're on. And you're saying that at the time they were on, you were on as well. And it's turning her the hell off. So it's the overlapization of it all, honey, allegedly. So what you saying don't make no sense. Girl, please be quiet. Moving forward. And who is this other man that Tambra was engaged to? So after she drops that bomb, she's like, oh, okay, well, I'm going to go. See, this exit right here proves that she came for mess and to have a moment and didn't get one. So now she's out. Girl, bye. Essie was like, well, I just want y'all to know Marie messed up another event. Essie gonna get her a line in or two if she don't do nothing. Thank you, S, for the mess, honey. Oh, child, this is a fool. In the next scene, Latrice is sitting with her brother and, they're talking, right? And she said that she's been staying with him all week because her and Cliff been getting into it. Oh, dang, girl, it's gotten that bad. So she was like, the longest that she's ever been apart from Cliff is 24 hours, but it's been a whole week. And she really does miss him, but she don't miss the foolishness. So she's telling her brother that she always has been nervous about having a child and she just don't know. She's just up in the air about it. So her brother was like, well, girl, I feel like you just got to go for it and get out of your head. Because, you may be 38, 39, and 40, and then you want a baby. She's like, I'm going to be too old then, huh? Now, if you've been listening to my channel for a little while, y'all already know how I feel about that. I don't think that that's too old, but that's just me. Now, I know there are health risks associated with having a child past 35. But hell, there are health risks associated with having a child before 35. So for me, I just feel like 40 is not old when it comes to having a child. But, like I said, that's my opinion. We all have ours. But I know that we've all been also taught that after 35, it's a no-go. Moving forward. So he was like, it's ladies that do that. But I feel like they put their career first and then they regret it. So Latrice was like, look, I want a baby, but I want it on my own time. Well, Latrice, I'm going to tell you this. I feel like you should stick to that because if you aren't ready, you're going to resent Cliff. Point blank in the period. So Latrice feels like he's trying to control her and she doesn't want to just be some Susie homemaker and bear the children. She wants to actually have a career. And I feel like y'all should have had this conversation before y'all got married and set clear expectations. Truth be told, Cliff just want to slow her down a little bit. That's really what it all boils down to for me. I feel like Cliff knows that Latrice is out here popping and he want to sit her down. So to sit her down, he wants her to have a baby. And that's just it and that's all. So her brother's like, listen, if you feel like he doesn't think that you're his equal, then tell him that. Tell him, listen, I'm your equal and we make decisions together. Otherwise, we ain't doing nothing. Baby, not you running from the baby conversation. Latrice, y'all gonna have to talk about it. In the next scene, it's the day of Aikisha's stakeholders luncheon and she's trying to get everything together. So Latishia shows up and she's like, yeah, I'm going to attend because I'm the person with the original idea to bring Black businesses back to the Strip. So I'm going to make sure I'm in attendance. And I feel like it's terrible that they couldn't work together because to be fair, it was Latishia's idea. The show started based on the premise to bring Ferris Street to fruition again. So, I feel bad that they can't actually work together. So Latishia was like, I walked in and it's giving brunch vibes. And I feel like Aikisha is trying to compete with me. It is giving, let me show you how it's done. It's giving very much, let me show you how it's done, honey. So here come Marie blinking and thinking, honey, and talking about, even though Aikisha left my event abruptly, I am going to show up and show her how real boss women deal with issues. Ma'am, that kickback was already over when Aikisha decided to exit stage left. And I know you don't think you're the poster child for handling issues. Now, Marie, I like you. I've been liking Marie since season 1. I wasn't one of those people that disliked Marie. If you go back and listen to some of my reviews, I actually did like Marie. But Marie, listen to me. You were just screaming in the men's restroom behind Latrice. So you can't tell nobody how to handle no issues and you can't tell nobody about nothing about leaving no brunches. Girl gone. So Latrice comes in and she's like, oh my gosh, I am thoroughly impressed with this event. So here comes Tambra. Tambra must have a lifetime supply of these hats. Child, she got a hat on every time I turn around. So she was like, even though Marie's event didn't go well, I am here to support Aikisha and Fair Street. And, me and Damon, we're done. And honey, I thought she was going to say done. Like, we're done because I figured out what was going on. So now we're done. But that wasn't what she was saying. She was like, we're done with the decorator. We're done with her drama. I'm tired of it. You know what I'm tired of? You opening your mouth and enunciating every word with your lips. I'm sick of it. Ooh, moving forward. So Aikisha started speaking her speech, honey, about Ferris Street and the history behind it and how it was a slave plantation. And baby, now the black people own businesses and land on Ferris Street. So she wants to revitalize it and bring it back. So she's asking them if they could envision themselves or their businesses on Ferris Street. So she's like, I want to share my passion and my vision for Ferris Street. Now, y'all listen to me. Hear me out. Now, I understand not wanting to work with Latishia after that disgusting comment that she made about her family not wanting her. I understand that. But sis, this is not your passion or your vision. Okay, we just have to keep it real, because if it were your passion and your vision, you would have been on season 1 and we would have constantly heard you say Fair Street, Fair Street, Fair Street, Fair Street, as much as we heard Latishia say it. So, I mean, I just got to call a spade, honey. This ain't your passion, but let's see your vision. So she presents this slideshow showing the businesses of the women that she invited to the brunch and what it would look like if their businesses were on Ferris Street. I thought that was beautiful. Beautiful presentation, very well executed. I love a good visual. The fact that they could see the hustle and bustle of Ferris Street and what their business would look like implemented there. And there was Latishia Enterprises. There was Goddess Lengths. I mean, I liked it. I really did. So Latishia was like, I'm just happy to see Latishia Enterprises, because in 2 months, this little bitty space that I got, it ain't gonna be enough room to hold everything I got going on. Latishia, I really like you. Okay, you were my favorite last season, but what I have to ask is, what exactly do you have going on? Since we're on the season finale, honey, I hope they touch on it on the reunion. What exactly do you have going on? And why haven't you elaborated? Like, it's given fake it till you make it. And I really don't like to say that about you, Latishia. I really don't. But I need some actuals and factuals, honey, because it's giving nothing. So Marie was like, well, Latishia had the blueprint and passed the torch to Aikisha. Did she pass the torch to her? Or did she get her idea taken from her when she thought that they were going to be working together? But then instead of Aikisha telling her, listen, girl, I ain't working with you, especially after what you said about my family when you were mad, I can't do business with you. She just decided to turn it into her vision. So, I mean, girl, what? Marie, girl, anyway. So the presentation is over. Everybody's mingling. Marie and Latishia are over there talking. And so they call Tambra over. So Marie is trying to talk to Tambra and let her know that, she didn't know that the two of them couldn't coexist after Greedy let it be known that she was his girl. So Latishia is like, I just wish y'all could have talked it out like women. Latishia, pipe down. So Tambra goes, well, we haven't had a real conversation in 5 years. And even then it was, oh no, nothing has ever gone on between us. No. Nothing has ever gone on between me and Greedy. Tambra, somebody lying. Well, why did y'all have that conversation 5 years ago if you didn't suspect anything then? You claim you saw whatever text message she sent to him in their friendship. Okay, and I'm doing air quotes. You said you went back through the text to make sure that you didn't see anything suspicious. But baby, let me tell you something. A cheater is always 2 steps ahead. So when he gave you that phone, trust and believe he had already deleted every incriminating text message that he could delete. Girl, keep up. I'm not understanding any of this. Okay, it's holes all through this story, all up and through. So therefore, and thus and such, something in the buttermilk ain't clean, honey. And where there's smoke, there's fire. And Tambra, you ain't fooling me, because why would you just sit up here and say you haven't spoken to the decorator in 5 years if 5 years ago you didn't need to say nothing to her? And let's do the math. So 2017, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, because this was shot in 21. We're seeing it in 22. So in 2017, you and her had a conversation and she was very adamant about not having a relationship with Greedy. Okay, got it. So Maria's like, well, if y'all already had a conversation, then what is the deal? Tamara's like, it's the lies. I cannot do the lies. Well, honey, I don't know if you lying or she lying or he lying. No, I definitely know he lying. But something else ain't adding up. It just, the math ain't mathing, honey. It just ain't mathing. Moving forward. So Marie reassures her. She's like, girl, I didn't know. Okay. I didn't know what was happening. I just didn't know. Okay, Marie. So Tambra was like, well, I don't know who to trust. This is what she's saying in her confessional. Well, I mean, you can start by not trusting Damon. That's who you can't trust. So then Marie apologizes to her and she's like, I've talked about the decorator more in the last few days than my entire life and I'm tired of it. She's desperate for attention. Well, I think it's time you start saying her name, okay? And her name is Tisha. And you constantly saying the decorator makes you seem so bothered, honey, when you claim that you are not. And also, there's nothing wrong with being an interior designer, okay? There's nothing wrong with being an event planner. But you constantly saying the decorator, it just leaves a bad taste in my mouth. It's like you're trying to talk down on their profession. Because what if she went around calling you the DJ? Oh, no, I'm a radio host. No, you're the DJ. So please stop doing that. I don't like that. I think it's very tacky. Moving forward. So Aikisha comes over and they're telling her how great the luncheon was. And then she starts saying that, she wanted to start with the core group and let them know that they can all have businesses on Ferris Street. Ma'am, this is exactly what Latishia said last season. Child, y'all just get it done, honey, so we can go down to Jackson and visit, honey. If the Ferris Street gonna be there, if the Ferris Street ain't gonna be there, if the Ferris wheel gonna be there, just put something there so we can visit. Moving forward. So Latishia was like, well, I feel like the project is bigger than the both of us, and I wish Aikisha well. Well, that's mature of you, honey, because I would be pissed. Let me tell y'all something. I would be pissed, honey. I ain't that mature, honey. You will not steal nothing from up under me and then make it seem like it was all your idea, honey. I don't play that. In the next scene, Marie and her utility van, they pick up Latishia. Hey, girl. It's early in the morning. Latishia, you look so pretty with a fresh face. You look so pretty without makeup. So Marie is looking for her mom, and Marie said that she hasn't seen her in 2 weeks, so she wants to go riding around and see if maybe she can, try to find her and get her into a rehab. So they go back to the hood where Marie grew up, right? And she's knocking on doors, and Essie and Latishia, they're a little bit nervous because, you don't know what you're going to get when you just walk up to people's houses randomly and start knocking on the door. But I guess Marie felt kind of safe because she grew up there. So somebody told her that she might be at the trap house. So Marie goes to the trap house and she finally lays eyes on her mom. And when I tell y'all, my heart literally broke for Marie. To have to see your mom coming out of the trap house looking like she hadn't slept in days. And she was pissed because Marie came there. And she was like, you know better than that. Play it off. Give me $30. Play it off. And just to see that, I was just like, oh my gosh, man. Like, whatever has happened to Marie in her life, she has been very transparent with it all on this show. And I have to say that, good, bad, or indifferent. But this scene right here, this scene took something out of me, honey. So she was like, well, I'll give you the $30, but come down to Diane's house. So her mom was like, okay, I'm going to come down there. I'll be down there. Give me 20 minutes. She goes back in the house, right? After 30 minutes, production found it unsafe to continue to wait for her. So they pull off. Poor Marie. She sat there waiting for her mama to never come back out of that house. She was like, I know she wasn't coming back out. I knew it. So as they're, driving, she's like, I'm never coming back over here again to look for her. I'm not coming back over here. She was like, I feel like the addiction is winning, and that might be the last time I see my mom. Oh, child. When I tell y'all I shed a tear behind that, I said, this right here is real and raw. Real, raw, and uncut. When I tell y'all I shed a tear, she was like, I run a mental health clinic, but I never take the time to see about me. But now I'll make sure that I get me some therapy. Child, I don't know how you lasted this long without it. How did you last this long without an outlet? Baby, that can't be nobody but G.O.D. I'm praying for Marie. I'm praying for her mom. I'm praying for whoever has a family member and or parent or anybody that's suffering from addiction. My heart goes out to you and my prayers are with you, and that's all the way serious. In the next scene, we see Cliff and Latrice, and Cliff tells us that he was cutting a tree and accidentally cut his arm. We see the picture of the stitches and whatnot, and he said Latrice came running when they called her. Cliff, let me find out you cut your arm off to get Latrice to come home. Charlie, you ain't fooling me. So Latrice said, when she got that call, all she could think is, what if my husband is really hurt? What if I never see him again? So they started talking about how they communicate with each other, and she was like, when he communicates, he like to get loud. She said when he gets loud, it's like her dad is yelling at her. Cliff gonna mess around and find out. Keep on hollering at that girl like she's a kid. And Latrice, stop calling him Zaddy. Stop it. Don't call him anything that resembles a father figure. Don't call him that. It's very creepy. It's been creepy since season 1. And now it's starting to materialize. Like he thinks he's your dad because you call him that every 5 minutes. He was like, the problem is we both headstrong. And she was like, well, no, I'm not going to listen to you if you be hollering, honey. I'm just not about to listen to it. So he said that he would send her on vacation just so she could heal and try to get herself together so she could feel better about everything. So after they get done talking about that, she goes in to take a pregnancy test. And when she went in there to take that pregnancy test, y'all, all I could think about was the time that Portia took that test with Cordell and thought that she had to pee on the stick for 2 minutes straight. Portia knows she could be an airhead back in the day. Child, I ain't gonna never forget that. So they get the results and it's negative. Okay, so now that we know, we need you to go to the doctor and get checked out, honey, because 3 months with no period, that's not normal. That is not normal by any stretch of the imagination. You really need to go get yourself checked out. So Cliff was like, well, we just gonna keep trying, and by next year, she gonna be pregnant. And baby Latrice gonna be popping birth control like breath mints. You know what I mean? In the next scene, Latishia is attending marriage counseling, and the marriage counselor asked her what brought them there. And she was like, well, he's acknowledging his wrong, but I feel like once I get back in the bed with him, he feels like it's a free pass. Latishia, listen to me. I don't buy this therapy for 1 second with Glenn at all. Men always talking about, I went to see the lady. In this case, he went to see the man, okay? And people that behave the way Glenn do, men in particular, they use therapy, these few sessions, to try to make it seem like they've changed in a way. It's just that he's doing this so he can try to prove to you that, look, I'm trying to deal with my issues and my demons. Then as soon as you let your guard down, he gonna sucker punch you. I'm telling you from experience, girl. This therapy right here, honey, it ain't moving me in the slightest. I done been there, done that, got the t-shirt and got the bill. Honey, had to pay for the therapy. Please do not buy this, okay? I'm just saying. Moving forward. So Latishia was like, things got bad because I started winning and he felt like I didn't need him, but I always need him because he my husband. So the therapist was like, see, Glenn, she gonna always need you. Anyway, so he's like, well, you weren't there when I was crying out for help. Tisha said, help? What type of help? When were you crying out? He gonna say, I was dealing with depression, and I would have noticed if it was you. I'm sorry. This feels like manipulation. I don't think for 1 second you were depressed. Were you depressed when you were dipping your stick in somebody else? Oh, no? Oh, okay. So Latishia's like, listen, I don't know who this man is. I don't know who I'm getting. I feel like he's 50 different personalities. I'm trying to figure out who is the man that I'm sitting next to right now. Because I feel like you're using my soft spot and throwing things out to basically see what sticks and what's going to get me to bite. That's exactly what he's doing. Honey, I'm surprised he ain't start crying yet. That's the only thing he hasn't done yet. So she says she hopes he's not using depression as a way to get under her. He's like, how you gonna tell me what I'm dealing with? So she gets upset because she feels like he's using that against her, and that's exactly what's happening. So then the counselor asked her if she loved him, and she was like, yeah. He said, are you in love with him? She said, I don't know. Baby, the look on his face when she said, I don't know, his whole heart sank to his feet. Okay? He almost threw up. Do you hear me? She was like, I'm scared to be in love with him. So they start arguing back and forth and back. And she was like, I'm here though. I'm here. You acting like I'm saying it's over. I'm here. I see hope. I'm here. So she just started going on and on about how she sees hope for them to be together. And she was letting him know, listen, I teach women how to love themselves, but I just started loving myself. And you mad because I'm not moving fast enough. Exactly. He wants to mess up and it be instantly fixed with an I'm sorry. It doesn't always work like that. It's not like you forgot to take the trash out. Oh, babe, I'm sorry. You potentially have another child. So, like, what is going on? So then they have this moment, honey, they forehead to forehead. The counselor looking like, I did that. So the counselor was like, the tears, I'm going to speak this into existence. They will turn to joy. Let's just start a clean slate. From this day forth, trust will never be broken again. I'm not buying that Glenn will be able to be trustworthy. He looked grimy. Okay? I don't trust nothing about him. I don't trust him as far as I can throw him, honey. Moving forward. So she was like, well, if he cheat again, then we're going to sign the papers on site. I hear ya. Okay? I hear ya. And I'm hoping that that's true. But I have a question. Is the DNA test a part of next season's storyline, or what's going to go on, honey? Now, I did see a preview for the reunion, and it seems like you are the father, not the father, honey. I don't know which one it's going to be, so I'm going to say both, allegedly. But I'm assuming that's going to carry into next season. So in the next scene, we see Marie, and she's with her brother. And she said, she found that she has to love her mom as she is and basically love her from afar. So then we see Sophia and JJ. They're at her billboard reveal. And she said that she will dominate the real estate industry in Jackson. So then we see Aikisha and her husband breaking ground on Ferris Street. I don't know how I feel about that. I feel like she just came and just took it from Latishia. Like, I don't know. I just don't know, honey. I just don't know how I feel about that. So then we see Tambra lying, talking about she can't wait to move with Damon so that she can dispel any fake relationship rumors. Ma'am, that will not dispel anything, honey. It's giving roommate. Moving forward. So then we see Latrice, and she said Goddess Lengths is moving on up and moving on to a new location, honey. And it's the only baby that she has time for. Latishia says she's walking in her purpose and she's loving on herself. And she is so proud of herself for opening her enterprise. So, child, then we see an update, honey. It's giving family or fiance. Let's get into it. Latishia moved back in with Glenn and had high hopes of moving forward in the relationship. Y'all see the operative word? Had. But found out he's back to messaging other women, as I knew he would. He couldn't even last until the season was over. But got Secret Service following you around Jackson talking about it's dangerous. Child, I'm not about to play with him. He the one giving Smooth criminal. Shout out to Michael Jackson. And that was the end of the season. This season was so enjoyable. Bells, you did a great job. Season 2 came through because season 1, I did not like this show. I was like, oh, child, honey, what is going on, honey? From bad wigs to glory greens to women hiding in the closet, singing in the background. It was giving foolishness, honey. It was giving foolishness. But this season, you guys did so well. I really enjoyed it. It was a little bit too short. Carlos came. Listen, this is the show you need to flush out a little bit more. We can use less episodes of Huntsville and share some of those episodes with the Belle Collective. Next episode will be Reunion Part 1. It's a 2-part reunion. Meet me back here Friday night, Saturday morning, and we're going to get into it as we get into it. Please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And as always, stay safe, stay blessed, spread love, not germs. Peace.